Hi, in this video I want to talk to you about how you should adjust yourself every day towards your goal. When we plan our goals or our vision that we want to do or what we want to achieve, we usually plan it on a paper or even in our heads. And that looks like this. You got a point A and got a point B. And it's a very straight line, right? But when you try to do it in real life, you know that that line isn't very straight as it's in the plan or on the paper. So it ends up happening, you have all these little obstacles every day that you want to achieve. And the, if I'm going to tell you my story on what I'm doing to overcome this, is that I see it that way, that from A to B, it's not a straight line. On paper, it's a straight line, but in reality, that line, it's very curved, very hard field to get past through. So the way the road maybe to success looks like is that you need to make every time adjustments to your life. Because when you are starting out, what's happening is that you are still trying to figure out and experiment with things that are going to work for you. So what happens when you go from A to B is that you need to put in effort and experiment with your time to actually go from A to B, and it looks like this. For example, imagine a rocket going to a moon. So you're going from your Earth to moon, and that rocket is going to need to constantly adjust itself to land on the moon. Because if you go and read on how much the rocket is on track, on the on the course, it's only 2 to 3% on the whole journey of the rocket. So that means that 97% of the time the rocket is out of the track and it needs to be adjusted every time. It's same, with us, with people. When you go from A to B, you need to adjust yourself every time. You need to, look at the food that you're eating and so on. And if a rocket is going to go from A to B, it's going to look like that. The computer is going to say to the rocket that you are going 1.20 degrees to the left too far. So rocket, take a turn to the right 1.20 degrees. So the rocket turns, and now the processor says that you are going 0.68 degrees to the right. So the rocket okays and make the change and make the change, and then the rocket says, no, the processor says to the rocket, you're 0.00.3% the left, and the rocket responds again, okay, and it's going to move that 0.003 to the right, and then the rocket is on course, and then it goes out of course again. It's like when you drive, and that's a bike or whatever that might be. You might look at that road as a perfect straight line from point A to point B. But if you didn't hold that, wheel from the bike or the, wheel from the car, what will happen is that even if it's going straight, it will eventually go off track. Same with our plans, our goals that we are going to do. It's going to eventually go off the track, and that's why we have the wheel to constantly adjust the course we're going on. If you're on a bike, it takes few seconds for you to go off the track. If you're on the car, it probably takes few seconds as well for the start trying to go for the car going to on their way direction. So what you have to do is you need to constantly remember and adjust yourself on what you are doing each day. So if you didn't eat well today, but you are trying to eat well, then you need to make a process that you are going to be probably eating well, and you need to Look at what you're doing, be conscious about it, and then take action towards that goal. So, for example, if you go out of the track with swimming, for example, I go swimming every day, and before swimming, I eat, about 3 to 5 hours before swimming. And if I'm going to go off track that day, that means that today I'm going to rethink about my day as I do every day, and then I'm going to see what is it that I did wrong, and I need to constantly adjust myself to achieve what I want, because you're not going to be perfect. When I look at people that are in the place I want to be, I'm thinking that they are like perfect in their own way because they already go to that gym, they go swimming, they eat good and all that stuff. But what's really happening is they went, what gets what is uncomfortable now will get comfortable later. And what is going to happen is that uncomfortability, that constantly adjustment, eventually you are going to learn how to deal with that. So you are going to go on autopilot, and then you can go very nicely from A to B in a way, but you need to still put that effort in. It's just going to be harder when you're starting out. So with everything else you're doing, the starting out bit is the hardest one that you are going to probably ever do, because you don't know anything about that subject or whatever you're doing. So by point A to point B, you need to constantly adjust yourself and think about your choice, about what is it that you're doing. You need to rethink about your day. You need to make New Year's resolution a habit to do it every day. You don't want to wait for the end of the year, 365 days, before you are going to make a resolution. If the goal is important for you, if you want to achieve something, then that should be a priority that it's going to be every day rethinking on how you can improve. What is it that you did well? What is it that you didn't go as so well? I hope you liked the video. If you did like the video, comment below, hit that like button. If you didn't like the video, hit that dislike button and subscribe. Have a nice day. Bye.